Imagine a life free from the fast-paced, clutter-filled chaos of modern society. Welcome to slow-living minimalism. This concept, though it may seem foreign to some, is a lifestyle that encourages us to step back, declutter, and embrace a slower pace of life. It's about finding balance in a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control. Slow-living minimalism is not just about having fewer possessions, though that's certainly a part of it. It's about reducing not only the physical clutter in our lives, but also the mental clutter. It's about eliminating the unnecessary, the distractions, the noise that keeps us from truly experiencing and enjoying life. It's about focusing on the present, on the here and now. It's about living intentionally, making conscious decisions about what we allow into our lives and what we don't. But slow-living minimalism is also about more. More time, more peace, more joy. Because when we clear away the clutter, we make room for these things. We make room for the things that truly matter. We make room for experiences, for relationships, for creativity, for growth. We make room for ourselves. Slow-living minimalism is a journey, not a destination. It's about continual improvement, continual growth. It's about learning to be content with less, and finding joy in simplicity. It's about recognizing that we don't need to fill our lives with stuff to be happy. In fact, quite the opposite is true. The less we have, the more we have. Slow-living minimalism is about embracing a new way of life. A life that is less about consumption and more about connection. A life that is less about hurry and more about harmony. A life that is less about stuff and more about substance. Your journey towards slow-living minimalism starts here. Are you ready to embrace a more meaningful and fulfilling life? Think about it. A life less dominated by material possessions and more focused on experiences and relationships. What could you gain from slow-living minimalism? Let's dive deeper into the benefits of this transformative lifestyle. Imagine a life where stress is a fleeting visitor, not a permanent resident. Research indicates that a minimalist lifestyle, characterized by fewer possessions and commitments, can significantly reduce stress. The reason is simple. Less clutter in your surroundings leads to less clutter in your mind. This reduction in mental noise allows you to focus on what truly matters, leading to a more serene and peaceful existence. Now consider happiness. It's a universal pursuit, isn't it? The good news is that slow-living minimalism can pave the way to increased happiness. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found a strong correlation between experiential purchases and increased happiness. Simply put, the joy derived from experiences, like a walk in the park or a meaningful conversation, far outweighs the fleeting happiness that material possessions provide. Let's not overlook the financial freedom that slow-living minimalism brings. By prioritizing needs over wants, you can significantly reduce your expenses and save more. This financial freedom gives you the ability to make choices that align with your values and passions, rather than being driven by financial constraints. And lastly, the improved quality of life. By embracing slow-living minimalism, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You have the time to savor the moment, to nurture relationships, to pursue your passions, and to take care of your health. You're not racing against the clock, instead you're dancing with the rhythm of life. So what's the takeaway? The benefits of slow-living minimalism are manifold: reduced stress, increased happiness, greater financial freedom, and an enhanced quality of life. It's a holistic approach that nurtures not just the physical, but also the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of our being. The benefits of slow-living minimalism are too significant to ignore. It's time to reconsider our fast-paced, consumer-driven lifestyles. So, you're intrigued by slow-living minimalism, but where do you start, I hear you ask? Well, the journey to a slower, more minimalist lifestyle is not as daunting as it may seem. Let's dive into some practical steps you can take to embrace this transformative lifestyle. Firstly, let's talk about decluttering. It's not just about getting rid of stuff, it's about making room for things that truly matter. Picture your home as a sanctuary, a place where every item has a purpose and brings you joy. Start with one room at a time, maybe even one drawer at a time, and ask yourself, do I really need this? Does it bring me joy? If the answer is no, it may be time to let it go. Remember, this isn't a race. You can take your time to decide what stays and what goes. Next, we have mindful spending. This is about making more thoughtful decisions about what you buy. Before you make a purchase, ask yourself, do I need this? Will it add value to my life? If you're unsure, give yourself a cooling off period. This could be a few days or even a week. If you still feel the same desire for the item after this period, then it may be a worthwhile purchase. Now let's talk about embracing stillness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to fill every moment with activity, but slow-living minimalism encourages us to embrace the stillness, to take time to just be. This could mean sitting quietly with a cup of tea, taking a leisurely stroll, or simply watching the world go by. The idea is to slow down and savor the present moment, rather than constantly rushing towards the next thing. Lastly, slow-living minimalism encourages us to prioritize relationships over possessions. Instead of spending time shopping or maintaining our stuff, we can invest in our relationships, creating memories and connections that last a lifetime. Think about how you can cultivate deeper relationships, be it by having meaningful conversations, spending quality time together, or showing acts of kindness. Let's take the example of Sarah, a single mother from Boston. Sarah was overwhelmed by the clutter in her home and the constant pressure to keep up with the latest trends. She decided to embrace slow-living minimalism. She started by decluttering her home, then moved on to mindful spending, and finally started to prioritize her time with her son over maintaining her possessions. Today, Sarah is happier and more content than ever before. And there you have it, folks. Decluttering, mindful spending, embracing stillness, and prioritizing relationships over possessions are the key steps to embracing slow-living minimalism. But remember, this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. You can tweak these steps to suit your unique lifestyle and preferences. Remember, the journey towards slow-living minimalism isn't about perfection. It's about making small, consistent changes towards a more mindful and meaningful life. It's about finding joy in the simple things and creating space for what truly matters. So take a deep breath, slow down, and start your journey towards slow-living minimalism today. Embracing slow-living minimalism isn't always easy. There will be challenges. But remember, every great journey comes with hurdles. One of the significant challenges you might face is societal pressure. In a world that often values material possessions and fast-paced living, choosing to slow down and live minimally can sometimes feel like swimming against the tide. But it's essential to remember that you're not alone. There's a growing community of individuals worldwide who are choosing the same path. Reach out, connect, and draw strength from this community. Old habits can be another stumbling block. Our lives are often cluttered not just with things, but also with habits and routines that don't serve us. Breaking these habits can be tough, but it's not impossible. Start small, replacing one old habit with a new, healthier one. Remember, it's not about perfection, but about making consistent progress. Fear of change is a common challenge in slow-living minimalism. Change can be scary, especially when it involves letting go of things we've grown attached to. But it's important to remember that change also brings growth. Embrace change as an opportunity to learn, grow, and become a better version of yourself. Lastly, there might be times when you wonder if all this is worth it. When this happens, remind yourself of why you started this journey. Revisit the benefits of slow-living minimalism, think about the peace, simplicity, and fulfillment it promises. Remember that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to this goal. And when the going gets tough, don't hesitate to seek help. There are numerous resources available, from books and blogs to support groups and coaches that can provide guidance and encouragement. Yes, the path to slow-living minimalism may have its challenges, but the peace and fulfillment waiting at the end of the road make it all worth it. We've embarked on an enlightening journey today, exploring the world of slow-living minimalism. It's a lifestyle that's less about the material and more about the meaningful. We've delved into its myriad benefits, from the inner peace it brings to the positive impact on our planet. We've also shared practical steps to embrace this lifestyle, from decluttering your space to decluttering your schedule. It's about focusing on what's truly important and discarding the rest. And yes, we've acknowledged the challenges, from societal pressures to personal habits. But remember, every journey begins with a single step. If you're feeling inspired, take that step today. Begin your journey towards slow-living minimalism. It might not always be easy, but it will always be rewarding. Remember, slow-living minimalism isn't a destination, but a journey. Start your journey today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, embrace the slow and live minimally.